may have been wondering, when we have coded data to just display, like a string to just display, is there a way that we can code it up using HTML? And there is. It does require using the @ sign, and then any HTML, CSS, anything that you would want to enter has to be in quotes. So we are going to go ahead and edit our customer controller. And I'm going to show you how this works. So at the bottom, we are going to add another action method. This is returning a string. We're going to call it list all customers. And so what this is going to return is a bulleted list. So we're going to start it with the @ sign indicating we have razor code, and then we have our opening double quote. And so this is going to be an unordered list. And I'm going to kind of key this in with some indentation because it's just easier to read it that way. All sorts of famous cartoon people. You want to include different cartoon people, that is fine. Oops, Blake. Let me put in my closing UL. Put in my semicolon. Okay. And that will give us a nice unordered list. And if I wanted to do any kind of styling, I could just throw in an inline style right in my opening UL. But I'm going to go ahead and save this. And we are in the customer controller. So we're going to run this. And this is called list all customers. Let me pull this over here. So I'm in the customer controller. And this is list all customers. And there's our nice little list. Now what we're going to do is copy this and paste it into our other two controllers. So I'm going to close that. And I'm going to take this, Control C to copy, and I'm going to go into employee, paste it in there. We'll go into our home controller. We'll paste it in there. And we'll do a little save all, and then we're going to run it. And we'll take a look at the home controller first. That was list all customers. Okay, so that works. And we're going to have a little problem with employee. Okay, so what it's doing is it's executing our search. Okay, instead of recognizing list all customers as an action method, it thinks it is the text that we want to do a search on. And why is that? Because we modified route config, and we basically told route config that's what it's doing. We do employee slash, and whatever follows is that name parameter that we are using in our search action method. So this is a problem if we want to add any other action method to the employee controller. So this is something that we need to fix. Okay, and this is why it's kind of important that you understand how MVC works when you go in and make these kind of changes. So to fix this little problem, we've got employee, that is correct, right? That is our controller. And we have the parameter, and what we need to add in between is the action method. That is what is missing. And you can kind of see the format for that down here, right? So what we're going to do, because we don't know what the action method is going to be called, in curly braces, we're just going to put action slash. Okay, and that will let us key in different action methods. Okay, the default parameter is still going to be called name. Okay, but and the default action is going to be search. So if you don't key in an action method, it's going to go to search. But this will allow us to key in employee slash list all customers and have it actually work. So we're going to save. I'm going to do a save all. And we'll come back over here and I'm going to run it. And so now we've got employee, and we should be able to do list all customers. And we can still do our search, but we are going to have to key in search. And then we can key in whatever it is we want to search for. And we still don't have to put in, question mark name equals. Okay, so now we have fixed the broken route for employee. Now, so far, we have done or used action results and content results. And there are other things that we can use, different actions. We've also returned strings. And there is quite a list. There's a file path, which returns file content. There is a file stream, which also returns file content. You can have empty result, which returns nothing. You can also use redirecting or redirection. And there is a redirect to result, which redirects to a different URL. Or you can redirect to route result, which takes you to a different controller or action method. And so we are going to practice using one of those. We are going to redirect to action, which lets us go to a different action method. And so we are going to do this in the customer. Right now, customer does not have an index view. So if we were to run this and we were to key in customer / index, we would get an error. So we're going to comment out return view. And then we are going to change this to return redirect to action. I'm going to pick it right here. And the action method we want to redirect to is list all customers. And the controller is customer. So what this is going to do when we run this, save, when we do customer/index, it's automatically going to redirect to list all customers because we don't have an index view right now. Okay, so if we run this, we do customer/index. And you can see it automatically redirected us. And we'll close out of there. And make sure you save all your changes.